Alright, welcome back to the latest episode of The Last Call. I'm your host, Shegs. With me today, we've got Prince with us, smiling and looking like he's enjoying life. We've got Trey, another person that's smiling, enjoying life. We've got Shrey also with us, smiling, enjoying life. And today, for the first time, we've got Joshua with us, who is smiling and probably enjoying life the most right now with his defeat of Liverpool, Anfield. It was a tough week for me. Everyone else, how you all doing? How's everyone else doing?
Great, man.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Can't complain.
Well, happy. I must be the only one that's suffering right now, just me.
Yeah, I don't even like the happiness is top tier right now.
Yeah. Hey, look, before we get straight into it, please like, share, subscribe, follow us, interact with us on socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. The Last Call. Before we get into it, or as we get into it, Liverpool, Manchester United, last game of the weekend. You see how this is like paining me a little bit. I'm a little bit flustered. I was thinking we was coming back after international break. I was thinking, right, we're about to let's get this back going. Like he's gonna get the team right. He's gonna fix the problem. He's gonna have 2 weeks to stress. And then within 1 minute they scored. I was like, nah, this can't be real. I was like, even though, head injury, but neither here or there. We'll let it go.
Here we go with the excuses.
I'm just
Do you know what's
saying.
peak
Here
about
we go.
that? What's peak about that is Van Dijk injured your own player in that build-up.
Hey,
That's what's peak. That's what I'm gonna say.
Head injury, and someone's gonna go down. Hey, as soon as it goes down, the ref should be going. But the ref didn't want to do anything. Look,
Poor Liverpool,
Man United finally ended their 9 years winless streak at Anfield. They finally won 2-1. 9 years before they hadn't won at Anfield for 9 years. I think a couple teams have got that. It's not just them. A couple teams got that long streak. Bournemouth scored the first goal just after 63 seconds. Then Maguire headed home with the winner after we got back in. Cody Gakpo equalised, but should have had another 2 goals, hit the post 2 or 3 times. Josh, if I come to you, is this finally a statement win that puts United back on track? It's their first back-to-back win in a long time.
Honestly, overjoyed. I was not expecting a win. That's the truth. I was expecting a good game. I was expecting a loss, to be fair. And even when I saw Maguire in the starting lineup, I was like, for flip's sake, here we go again with Maguire and all. Turns out Slap came with a win. So listen, it was a fantastic win for us, to be fair. I don't know how it's going to go from here because I've still got the same issues as I have, the midfield and all that. But we actually have a keeper now who can actually clear crosses. It's not like Dracula's afraid of them. So confidence in the keeper. We can only move on from here. Brighton's going to be a different test and all that. But it was nice to capitalize on Liverpool's kind of recent brand of form. So yeah, happy, overjoyed though, to get 1 win in 9 years at Anfield. I can't complain. I'm all good.
Nah. Yeah, I know Man United fans are probably the happiest. They know normally coming to Anfield is like the death sentence for them, so they must be really enjoying that. Prince, do you think this was more United's brilliance or Liverpool just they missed chances, they played well, but it was just it wasn't their day?
Yeah, I think a bit of both, really. I think tactically this was Amarim getting the plan right for once. They did all they could to keep you guys out, and it was a compact unit that kind of punished you lot on the break. But I have to highlight Gakpo, man. The guy could have had a hat-trick today. And he had some great opportunities to score. It's just unfortunate that you couldn't put them in the back of the net. But listen, it's a beautiful weekend. Liverpool lost. I'm happy. And maybe, I think you said Man United play Brighton next. Is that true? Yeah, as you know, Brighton can do the worst to anybody. This could be the typical scenario where Man U go and do something great and they get absolutely destroyed the week after, which we're typically used to seeing in the Premier League anyway. But yeah, look, United defended well. They did their job, and it was Amarim's plan actually coming into fruition and working well. Liverpool didn't finish their chances, and as you said previously on previous episodes, when is this front line going to get it together and start putting it at the back of the net? You don't spend that much money. And we're not seeing it. So yeah, Isak today, lackluster. I'm not seeing the Isak that we've once seen, and I expected a lot more from him coming into this side. That is great. So yeah, credit to Man United. Obviously, yeah, credit to Man United. But seeing Liverpool lose like this weekend, I'm so happy. So happy.
Yeah, no, I think we're still ready to see the best of everyone. There was one ball Kanate played to him, which was that's what Isak will be, but he didn't finish that. But
yeah.
But Trey, from Arsenal's perspective, 4 points ahead. You guys must be feeling quite. This is we've got this comfortably now. We pushed out probably our closest rivals 4 points back. If we could just keep them at bay now, we should be all good. Or do you think there's still plenty to go?
I mean, look, not even touching on Arsenal right now. We're literally seeing Liverpool, like they're following suit from how they started the season. They haven't looked that good at all this season. Do you know what I mean? And now it's catching up to you lot. So I think it's a case of if you guys aren't outscoring teams, you're going to drop points. And that's what's happened in the last four games. You know what I mean? The first, what was it, 5 games where you're getting literally these last minute winners and stuff like that. You're putting pressure onto the last minute, which got you those results. But like I said, it must take its toll on the players having to play with that level of intensity up until like the 98th minute to get those last minute results. So yeah. Look, from an Arsenal perspective, happy, good weekend. Man U, they played all right. I'm not going to sit here and say, they played like a groundbreaking game or anything. Liverpool still dominated the game, but I think we all expected that from that game. And actually when Liverpool equalised, I saw Lenny Yoro and Kobe Mainoo start warming up to come on. And in my mind, I said, that's the difference between, like a top manager, in my opinion, and Amorim right now. Instead of saying, right, we're equalising, let's go for the win, they look like they can be got at, he decided to go defensive. But hey, look, it paid off in the end. One of the defenders came and got the winner, Labed Maguire, fair play. Guy pops up clutch. You just got to put your hands out. That guy is a clutch player. That's the bit. So,
the man.
Yeah, man. And, obviously, I think I've had my criticisms of players like that still being in the squad, players like Luke Shaw and stuff. But look, they did the business today. I think Luke Shaw players like Luke Shaw had a pretty decent game. But yeah, I think problems for Liverpool so far. Three on the bounce in the league, 4 in all competitions now, isn't it? Losses? Four losses.
Man, you got to take it. Look. Hey, I'll come to I'll give my thing in a sec, but I'm going to finish off with the last person, Shrey. Do you think United can sustain this? Or is it just one-off? Because in past, they'd love to do this against some of the big teams. Like, they'll just get this one-off performance. But do you think they could keep it going from now on and maybe make a little bit of a run?
I think so. I think they will. That beating Liverpool at Anfield, big confidence boost. All them players, they're going to be, I think they'll be doing good from now, to be honest. And to be honest, like you lot said, the game should have been 2-2, should have been a draw. I think a fair result for that game was a draw. Unlucky for Liverpool to concede late. But even Maguire, I think he's a top player, bro. He's made big moments for United, personally. I feel like without him, he's had a lot of big moments for you, bro. And he's always been there. You know what I mean? So I feel like, this is Amorim's chance to improve and move on. And, Cunha had a good game today too. He works like a dog, you know what I mean? Always chases back. So I feel like this will help them a lot, to be honest.
With United, I'll make a quick point on United. They love to turn up against us, Arsenal and City. And they find a way, whether they're just the jammiest team to play. So I'm never safe when I play them. But for us, I don't even know, because we're dominating these teams. We're just like, I think the main problem is we got to stop conceding. Because if you look at all the 4 games we've lost, we conceded first. Before that, even though we was going to last minute, we didn't concede first, which means as soon as we concede, you have to go on the attack. You have to send more bodies, send more things, which then leaves you more open. Whereas if you get the lead first, okay, cool, now we can still be compact. We don't have to send so much because you have to come get us. And I think we've just got to stop that conceding first. If we can score first in the team, I have good faith we'll go win games. I don't see many teams being able to then come score 2 against us. We always have a goal threat. It's just we've got to stop having to chase games. It happened at Palace. We chased it. You get going like the 80th minute, but you've been chasing for like the last 60 minutes. So now, by that time, the players are all tired. They'll think you get hit with another stupid chance. Because if you probably look at it, Man, you probably only had 2 shots on target. Maybe barely had 5 shots in the whole game. But we conceded 2 of them. It's just them. We got to make it harder for teams to score, especially that first goal. Like, how are we conceding in the first minute? No matter if it should have been a free, what's it called? Stop the game. Like, Van Dijk should have tracked the run, or one of you deal with it. Like, they just kind of just let it happen, and it was just leaving it. And I think the season's long. It's going to be very tough to get back to win the league, but it's only 4 points. Well, it was 5 points. It was 5 points to Arsenal. We was ahead of 5 points like last international break. So it will be hard, but it's only 4 points. If it grows any more, then that's when like I'll be like, okay, maybe let's leave it out. Like it will be tough, but it's still possible. It's a long season, man. You don't know what happens, the injuries. Like even we'll get to Arsenal, but even them, like they're winning a lot of their games 1-0. Like they're not overly attacking; they're just putting everyone to sword. It's like, well, it's a 1-0. So what about one of them days you just don't, you can't get that one goal. Now the other team is a draw. All you need is a draw and a loss, and you're back on track. So anything's still possible. It's a long season to go.
I just want to say,
I think that
sorry.
on Liverpool's defense and all that, you guys, I think you're suffering from the exit of like what's called Trent on the onside and Robertson not really playing. Because I think like with Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, and Trent, you had a chemistry. You know how to cover each other. When Trent goes forward, you cover this and whatever. Now that you have Kirkers, especially Kirkers looks lost, like a lost sheep there. Like he doesn't even know what he's doing and all that. So that's causing Liverpool to concede goals. Number two, I thought your backup keeper was good. Turns out is lacking a little bit. So I think once you sort out your defense, I think you'll be fine. And then your chemistry up front just needs work, to be honest, because you guys don't seem to be gelling. I don't know why. Even up to this day, you still bought what's called 120 million Isak, 88 million Ekatike. It's just going to create competition. There's not going to be, I don't know why he did that. So I don't even know where you're going to get the chemistry for it. Salah can't link up with the proper number 9 because he needs someone who cuts in to, support him. It's all weird up there. So if Slot can sort that out, maybe. On the United front, this just proves to me that it's the players who are at fault, not the managers. Because how do the players turn up for Liverpool and then lose to Brighton next week if we lose, for example? That can't be on the manager. It's the same system. It's the same formation. It's the same system. It's the same everything. So why is it that you can give your all 110% to Liverpool one game and then the next game you're just kind of like, losing the game? So that can't be on the manager. Is it even the system? It's the same thing under Ten Hag. Would play against City, win against City, and then the next game we're playing Southampton or whatever, we lose. Like, why? So I just think if the United players show some regularity, we will actually go somewhere. And on that Maguire point, yes, he comes in clutch, don't get me wrong. But just last week, or just the last time we played football, he caused us to lose, like with Brentford when he was trying to do that high line thing, that jump thing, that silly thing he did, and then he lost the striker. So he's inconsistent. He's good when he needs to be. He's not. Personally, I would prefer him to come on the bench or play those other games. I would rather have Delete in the middle, you're on the left, Shaw or Martinez and Carlberg on the right, and that's it. Maguire comes in and out. But today he was clutch. No lie, today he was man of the match. He deserves it. But, I'm still not sold on Maguire being like a top player, in my opinion.
Fair. I was going to just say, like, with the Liverpool defensive issues, like, you guys have conceded out of the top 4, most goals with Bournemouth, like 11 goals. I just think there's real fundamental issue with you guys defensively. There's no cohesion there. And I think a lot of us said at the beginning of the season that you guys look like you can be got at. And every game so far has proven that pretty much. Like, teams are attacking you and they're able to score. And it shows, like, so I don't know what the issue is. I don't think I've looked that deep in, not the issue, the solution. I haven't looked that deeply into what the solution could be, but I just think it's more than just like a blip. I actually think it's more of a consistent thing that probably needs to be addressed quite quickly. I don't know if you made done much recruitment in that area as well during the summer. You spent a lot on the other end of the pitch, but that hasn't actually turned out to be your major issue. Your major issue has been the other end of the pitch where you're shipping too many goals. And then you're not able to outscore teams currently. Yeah.
But I think if you even look at it today, we can see a lot of goals from set pieces. Like if you actually look at a lot of the goals, I know for some reason.
There is no but to that, bro. There is no but. Look, it's part of the game.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying, but I don't understand. That's something that needs to fix because when you actually look at it from open play, I think a lot of the goals, even the goal that they equalised today, was a set piece. Yeah. It wasn't direct off it, but it's like we're conceding off that set piece situation when it should be like it should be easy to, not easy, but you need to be strong there because teams ain't gonna get few and far chances. They're looking for that, so you need to be strong there. Like the game where we were strongest, but I think it's also a mentality because the game we were strongest that year was when we played Arsenal, but that's because it was like Arsenal gonna come with set pieces, and they're like, okay, we're not conceding today from that. It's like same with how Joshua was saying, like why do Man U players? It's like I don't know whether it's a mentality thing. It's like players get up for certain times, and I just feel right now it's like they're being lazy in certain aspects when they need something to fuel them. So it's like, maybe this is the thing that fuels them. Like, but we're losing. We need to shore things up. We need to make sure we're not conceding. But as I've stated, if we don't concede first, I think we'll likely, because I think that's the problem is we're conceding first and then stretching ourselves to try and get the goal. And then what does that leave? You're tired or it's counter-attacks. It's like, you work so hard to get that other goal, and then it's like, oh, we finally got the goal, and then next thing you know, we've conceded. Because even all the 3 games, we've conceded first, scored, and then someone's hit us in the last minute. It's like, so it's like that shows me if you can fix that, just don't concede first, and then you see where you are from there. Just set a decent base.
I said that a few weeks ago. Like I said, it must really take a toll on the players right now. They're actually having to play into literally the dying embers of their game to try and get a result. And then midweek, you've got Champions League, and then weekend, you've got another game. And you're not rotating the team that much. I mean, I don't think you even have, well, other than the attack, I don't think you have that much depth to, be switching out whole teams. You know what I mean? It must be taking its toll on the players having to play with that level of intensity. That's Prince smiling like that.
Nah, Shakes I see his hands shaking as he's gulping that water, so it was just making me laughing in my head. But you know what? I'm just gonna.
Hey, listen, my team at my lowest. Hey, we still got the badge here. It don't matter.
Shakes, let me give you some flowers. Look, aside from that, I do strongly feel that it was just the finishing that separated you guys today, and Gakpo probably could be held responsible for that. He puts 2 or 3 of them in the goal, and we're looking at a different game. So yeah, fundamentally, it came down to the finishing from your side, and I feel like Liverpool produced the highlights, and United just produced the scoreboard. Simple as that.
Yeah, but we gotta stop getting beat. Like, not getting beat, but you can't let teams. Because the one thing I'll give Arsenal mad credit for, if you're gonna score against them, you gotta work. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah,
like,
it's not easy.
It should be hard. It shouldn't be like you've got yourself back in the game. Why is he just one like the foot? Like what's it? Fernandes just literally chested it and just hit it into an area. But if Maguire didn't get it, there was 2 others behind him. That's just fundamentals. Like, why are you not checking your shoulders? Like, there should be more than one person in the back post. Like, that's just a simple.
To be
fair,
on that goal, like what happened was Fernandes passed to Mbeumo. Burnley tried to shoot it. They cleared the ball, and Fernandes didn't even chest it. Just one time. But there's
still like 3. It was 3 men.
Both goals.
It was a bit difficult on that one. I'll give them that, to be fair, because it was just Fernandes didn't give him time. Just like put it in, and then in that
How long is
confusion.
Alisson out for?
I think he said at least another 2 weeks.
I think that's your big problem, bro. Like, you lot, personally, I don't see Liverpool as a compact side. You always score. You always score goals. Salah always gets that goal. Now, even when I watched you since Klopp, Alisson makes important saves.
Yeah,
that's a big player. Distribution too. This keeper, when I watched him at Chelsea, bro, he didn't know what he was doing. He can't. I feel like in tight situations, he doesn't know what to do. And I think that's going to cost you a lot. Obviously, these 2 weeks now, I think when Alisson comes back, you'll be much more sure. I don't think your defense trusts the goalkeeper too. You understand? Like, you mans must know, if you're a defender playing centre-back and your keeper's, a bit, you're not going to have that confidence. You understand?
I don't think the keeper's done anything. Like,
no, but that's actually true. Because if you look at United, when we had Bayern Dia, the defenders were lost. Like, we didn't trust them. We had Lamin for 2 games, and the defense looks different. We look like we're defending well and all that. So that's a big thing as well. I think that's true.
Yeah, but I don't think he's done anything about it. But obviously, Alisson is just it's a presence. Like, even when people go one-on-one with him, they know it's like, I'm going to put this right in the corner. Like, yeah, but that's really, he's bigger.
It just comes down to that chemistry, though. Like Josh said, like having Alisson there creates that chemistry to the back line. And without him, you're going to see these lapses. But Liverpool haven't been as strong as they were. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Who you got next?
Yeah, I just think, probably some Brentford. I think Brentford.
Oh yeah, Brentford away. Brentford away too.
Brentford away.
Yeah, I think it's a 5:30 kickoff as well.
And you're talking about set pieces, that long throw. Woo,
it's not even 5:30.
Can't wait to see it.
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. kickoff.
They're going to be throwing them balls in. Oh my Lord. But the way that Coyote just throws the ball in from that halfway line. Like, these lot. Yeah. But look, they got. I still think the biggest problem for us is we're not building up or creating quick enough. Like, it's so slow. Like, when you watch it right now, like, Trent was the ultimate killer of a press. If anyone tries to press, he's hitting it. But right now, it's like, we're just slow. It just goes. Like, I love Gravenberch, but his passing is not. He can't kill you with a pass. He kills you with beating a man on a turn. So when he gets it, it's quite easy for defenders to, like, just slide, because he's not going to kill him with a pass. If you go press him, he's turning you and he's gone. But so we're missing someone that can beat from, like, maybe that midfield. Like, I don't know why he hasn't dropped two to come play. He's always dropping 1, which is Gravenberch, and it's like, it's quite easy for teams to set up against it at the moment. So I don't know, he's got to figure something. He got to figure it out.
One more thing, Verts now, no goal or assist. Just want to know. Is that 9?
Hey,
I'm just asking. No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Bro, you can't even do 007 anymore. You can't
What is
even
it,
do
9?
that.
Is it 10?
There's not even 2-7. Do that.
Guys,
Is it
Ben
10?
10 now, bro. I'm serious.
Ben 10.
Wow, man said.
Man's Ben 10 now,
That's a
man.
good one.
I'm just
I like
putting it
that.
out there.
That's that.
Hey, listen.
Came off the bench. He came off the bench.
It's fun.
Apparently, bench
No,
10.
look, wait, can't start now. Can't start. Fair enough. Fair
You're
enough.
gonna start midweek. You're starting midweek.
That's insane.
That's
Okay,
why we have a
yeah.
squad.
Management, right?
That was-
Okay. Yeah.
Nah. I think he's going back to Germany. Let him play the Germany game.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, it works like that. I don't even know who got.
Oh.
It's not Leverkusen. Nah.
Is it Frankfurt?
Oh yeah, it might be Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we need that win. Hey, we gotta go get that win. But hey, let's move on after that disappointing. Hey, but as you know,
Yeah.
look, even as we lose, you gotta support your team at its lowest, and we'll be there at its
Nah.
lowest because when we're at its highest,
Gotta
we'll
respect
come
it.
on there and it's gonna be different. So you don't want to
Gotta
see us when
respect
we're
it.
back on form.
Well.
Yeah, Liverpool's playing Frankfurt on Wednesday at 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going for Champions League anyways.
Oh right. Okay. That one.
look
No.
at the-
Yeah,
yeah,
we're going to Champions League anyways.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, Champions
That
League.
Hey,
old
listen, he's going to do a what's it called PSG from last year. Start off bad, finish strong.
All right. Let's see.
Let's move it on. Arsenal Fulham 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday. Arsenal do what they do usually. They got their goal from the set piece and said
Yep.
shut up shop. I don't think Fulham barely even had any shot from some stuff I've read. Fulham had an XG of 0.3. Like they weren't doing nothing. Like Arsenal 2.1, which is what they always do. But Trey, is it just becoming the typical Arsenal type of win now? Like it's just what the Arsenal do.
Look, the thing is, people put too much emphasis on the way Arsenal set up. It's not Arsenal, it's the way teams set up against us forced us to play this way. Like, if teams come out at us, we'll play a different way. Literally, majority of the game, Fulham sat behind the ball. To be fair, they started off the game pretty well. They did, Harry Wilson had a few chances, but I mean, they were speculative. None of them on target or anything like that. And then the rest of the game, it was after half time. It was literally them 11 guys behind the ball. So how else are we supposed to play? I'm genuinely asking that. If you have a solution, then say it. But how else are you supposed to play if you have 11 players behind the ball? If teams come out at us different, they're actually coming at us, you'll see a different Arsenal. But I'm not going to complain.
What's the difference between Arsenal and other teams? For example, like if another team is playing City, Liverpool, and to some extent teams like Spurs or whatever, that other teams also sit back. But other teams like City,
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case.
Really?
I don't think that's the case.
City used to, don't let's look at City had it for years. They were dominating.
This season,
people used to sit back on them.
Fair.
100%.
This season when that's not the case. Like Arsenal seems to be the team that most teams are coming out and sitting back against. So the question is, how else are we supposed to play? It doesn't make sense. Like,
I think with the top teams,
not-
they always sit back. The other team will always sit back. Like he said,
that's not true. That's not true because
Most
we're
of the time,
literally
bro.
just talking about Liverpool right now. Literally, teams have come at them pretty much every game.
No, they haven't. We played Palace. Palace did not.
Lies.
Palace did not come out anywhere. They were
Problem
sat
is-
back and tried to hit us on the counter.
To
And
be
if you
fair,
say
the
that
teams
goal,
that
that one goal is finished. That's it.
yeah.
Then it's
I
a
think-
different game.
Teams don't come out against Liverpool or whatever. Like against United because we're crap. Yes, our midfield is shot through place and all that. They come to us and they go through us like easy. It's fine. But if you look at your teams like City, sometimes Arsenal, Liverpool, teams don't come out. Just Liverpool are terrible at the moment in terms of conceding goals. But I think it's the duty of a top team to actually create those chances. Like you've got creative players. That's why you get them. That's why so that you can actually unlock the low block. In my opinion.
My question is here. We're getting results. We're getting the 3 points. We're top of the league. So what is... honestly, I don't really understand what we're even talking about here.
That's what champions
It's
do.
like you guys want us to play a different way. It's like you guys want us to play a way where we concede and we get closer to losing. I don't understand.
See,
it doesn't make sense to me.
If I'm being honest, like forget whether I'm Liverpool, I'm like the way Arsenal play, they will likely win the league because they make it very hard to beat them.
Extremely
so get
hard.
The points. They just get the points. But I think in the Champions League and stuff like that ain't gonna work because you only get one. It's a 1 game, 2 game thing. You've got to come. You can't hold back. As soon as you start holding back, the team's gone. Like all the teams are feeling.
Here's the thing: Champions League teams don't play like the teams in the Premier League. They're different. They're more open games, and you see a different Arsenal sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to say all the time, but generally speaking, you will see a different Arsenal when probably not looking for the set pieces as much, and we are, I'd say, a little bit more free flowing. But that's because the teams come out differently. They don't play.
I feel like they
the
back
Premier
themselves
League,
more.
British Premier League way.
Yeah, the teams in Champions League back themselves more.
100%. which I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, for me, that sort of proves exactly what I'm saying here. Teams come out and play a certain way in the Premier League against Arsenal, so we are forced to play a particular way against them. Currently, it means we focus heavily on set pieces, which work for us. I mean, we are the highest scoring team from set pieces.
Must be
It's
like
a part of the
80%
game, so I'm
now.
not going to complain about that. We're getting
But it
you
must be
know what I mean?
90%.
I think I saw a stat that Gabriel Magalhaes, he's the highest. Oh, he's got the most goal contribution from any defender or something like that in the Premier League or something. I can't remember if that's in history or whatnot, but it's insane for a defender. It just shows how much emphasis we put on that sort of style of scoring and whatnot from set piece and overloading the box from that. But yeah, look, I'm not going to complain. We're getting the job done. If we score a goal and close up shot, I don't mind, because in the past I've seen us do that and then concede, or even concede early and not be able to come back into the game. Fulham, we drew 1-1 at this result last season. West Ham, we lost last season. Who was it before? Newcastle beat us home and away, I believe it was last season. I could be wrong about that, but either way, this season we've come and we picked up these results that we dropped last season, which you could say, especially those draws. I think we have 14 draws last season. We didn't win the league for those results there. We're getting those results now, and it's funny that opposition teams want us to play a different way. I get it, because you don't want us to win the league, you don't want us to do well. But for me, I'm looking at it, we're playing the way we need to play. Teams come out a certain way, so we play how we need to and get the result, get the job done. Can't complain.
I don't think opposition wants you to play a certain way. The thing is...
No, I'm not saying they want us to play a certain way. They play a certain way, which forces us to play.
Yeah.
We have to respond to it. So,
but as in that fans, you know how you were like, fans are complaining, but we're just calling
I don't know, man.
FC. You just got to hold that one.
That's fine. I don't mind.
That's the thing.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
That's the problem.
I don't mind.
Yeah, that's it. So
the problem is,
listen, if come the end of the season we're lifting the trophy and you lot are calling us set piece FC, say no more. I'll call me set piece FC while I'm holding the trophy.
That's it.
I don't mind.
Gotta hold it.
I don't mind.
Gotta hold it. But that's how you're
engrave that. Put that engraving set piece FC 25-26 season. I don't mind. Like, I don't mind.
Don't blame your opposition and stuff like that. This is the best way you play. I feel like with you lot, Arteta knows how to. Well, that's one of his strengths. You know, playing long balls and doing stuff like that. You got a big team. You got a tall team.
I don't agree with that. I agree, and this is something that he said from the very jump when he came in. It's about control. He likes controlling the game, and that's exactly what we see. It may not be exciting, it may not be as free flowing, but he controls the game. And if we get that goal, he's trying to shut up shop. I don't mind that. It's pragmatic football.
I think
the only criticism I will say is we haven't seen success of it yet, which is valid, completely valid, and I can understand anyone coming at that. Fair enough. But at the moment, it's working for us, so it is what it is. Go for it.
The problem is actually like what you just said of last season. West Ham, you didn't win. Fulham, you didn't win, and all that, right? The thing is, this season, again, when the going gets tough and you're relying on set pieces, but one team comes up against you and they're good at set pieces as well, where's that win going to come from? Do you see what I'm saying? I think that's a major problem for you guys. But like I said, I would snap my hand off to be where you are in the league, you know, getting the goals.
Do you know what? I'm not too concerned about that right now, purely because look, a friend of ours wanted me to put this out. First time since 2003-04 since we've had back-to-back games and with no shots against us on target, I believe it is. No shots conceded on target. We're making it hard for teams to even attack us, get into our into our box. If we're going to continue that way, that's not a concern to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it's about controlling the game. We're dominating the games. Why would that even be a concern when we're not even showing signs of conceding goals to these teams right now? Like, we've come against, Liverpool, that one scream of a free kick, fine. City, Harland can't even, there's player of the year shouts there. But other teams, they haven't really looked dangerous to us. Yesterday, I wasn't really concerned about us conceding. Like I said, there was a few chances in the first half, Harry Wilson coming through, but they weren't even on target. So, I'm not really concerned for that right now.
Nah, but I think Arsenal just got it going. Shay, coming to you, do you think Arsenal can maintain this all throughout the season at this level? Like, where they're constantly, for me, it's get a goal, keep it, shut up shop. Can they keep that all season? Or do you think maybe as the season gets on, there's Champions League or injuries have got to rotate a bit more? Will that start to affect them a little bit more?
I think, to be honest, they'll keep winning. I see them keep winning until January, Feb. But when it's going to start getting tight is when we look at March, April, May. that's when we're going to see. I feel like they're going to probably keep winning. But when it gets to them crucial months, that's when we've always seen, something will drop or something will happen. Maybe an injury that they complain about or something like that. Gotta give them credit. That's how bro. That's how we played under Jose. Same thing. Get that goal, shut up shop. Everyone moaning, but then you take it. You know what I mean? If people are gonna criticize you, be like, okay, this is what we are. This is how we play. This is how we move. But I feel like personally, I think City will be their main challengers too. That's another thing too. City will. Harland stays fit. I feel like City will be up there with them. But right now, they deserve their credit, bro. They're winning the games. They're not conceding. Like he said with that stat, no shots on target for 2 games. That's mad.
Yeah, that's true. I think, do you know what? Sorry to cut you.
I think for now, they're good.
Go on. No, go on, Shay. Go on, finish. No, sorry.
No, carry on. Go on.
No, I was just saying, I feel like we have to remember where Arsenal have been. Like, it's taken them a long time to get to this type of area. They've tried the beautiful football, passing play. They've tried everything. Now they have to resort to this, and they're doing what they have to do to win games. And I agree with Shay. I think it's going to get to. It's true though. You lot have tried a lot of different styles through the years, and we've seen the typical capitulation. I think now we're finally seeing this new Arsenal of get that go and set up shop. We do what we've got to do to win.
You have to rather have a special game. Your team will have to have a special game before you can get 2 goals and catch them up. But if they get a couple games, which I can see happening, of maybe their attack, because their attack doesn't look like it doesn't flow. It doesn't just like they're carrying chance after chance. So if they get a couple games, maybe attack stalled, maybe the set piece is not working, or maybe the team just quickly gets a goal, that's when I'd like to see what Arsenal come out and be like, what they're like when the other team gets the lead and then they have to try and chase. Because I don't know if they've got, not they haven't got the attacking power, but is he got the nous to, like, for example, today, we didn't win the game, but Slot just went, brother, we'll get a goal. I'm just throwing all the attackers on. Like, when Jones and DM, I'm just throwing the attackers on, we're going. And I don't think I could see everyone going, all right, let's just take off players, pull our best attackers out and go.
Wait. We literally did that against Newcastle 2 weeks ago.
When?
We were down and we came back. He made the right subs and we came back and won the game. Literally.
He made the right subs, but it wasn't a game.
No, that's what you've just said. You just said you can't see Arteta doing that when he literally has displayed doing that this season.
I'm going to go back
literally
and have
2 games ago.
I'll see the subs he made. I will see the subs he made. I'm saying, so he took off his DMs. Was Rice still on the pitch?
Look, you can't sit and say you can't. Wait, you can't say that. You can't say that. Yeah.
I said
and
take
then when
off
I
the DMs.
say, well, he literally did that, and they say no, but did he take off this player and that player? He made subs.
No, that's why I said it.
In the last. Go on.
I never said he can't make subs. I said, would he ever go, all right, we're chasing the game, take off all my defensive mids? Brother, he literally had Jones playing DM, had Verts in midfield, Ekatike playing a cam with Isak up top. He's never going to do that. I don't think he's ever going to go, you know what, Rice, Zubimendi come off, we're going to have Odegaard play as the DM, Eze, Havertz, Gokeres. He's never doing that.
He did.
Why would you?
He did. He brought Odegaard on. We had Odegaard, Eze. Why would? Yeah. Why?
No,
what's
but
the
I'm saying
need?
if you want
The
to
thing is, Shake, the question is why?
Right, hang on.
If you don't need to do that, why would you?
Let me settle that.
No,
down.
I'm saying if there
So,
ever comes
in
a
that game,
situation to do that, I'm saying, I don't think he would ever do that if a situation arises where it's like, we need to go for the game. I'm just going to put everything on to go attack. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
he did that against Newcastle. Go check the subs.
I'm checking it now.
I'm checking the subs now.
Just
Newcastle Arsenal game.
Bear in mind,
He brought
it's been
on
tough for Shakes.
Saka on the 70th minute, and he brought on Martinelli. Merino, he put him on the 70th minute, and he took off Saka again. He took off Saka for Merino, and then he put Martinelli on as well.
Brought on Odegaard, brought on Martinelli.
Brought on Odegaard late on the 82nd minute. So to be fair, he did make attacking changes.
He made attacking changes. We won the game.
The difference was I think Liverpool was drawing right now when he made the attacking subs, right? And went for it.
No, he was losing.
Am I right or wrong? Oh, you were losing too? Okay.
But there's no difference there. We needed to win the game.
Different.
He made substitutions, and we got the result. Or you're saying he took off all his defensive players. That's stupid, really and truly. Why do we need?
No,
we
but I'm
need
saying
to do that. Why would you?
Because I'm saying if a game ever arises when it's like, okay, we're not getting much out of our attack. We've now conceded. Now we need to chase the game. He's not. For me, he's not the type of manager. We're gonna go for it because we need the win. That's what I'm saying.
I do see that. I do get where he's coming from a little bit, but yeah.
I understand it, but it's one of those hypotheticals where it's kind of silly because
We would rather. I don't want my manager to do that, but I'm saying when the opportunity arises to do that, he won't do that. He will still try to rely on these defensive shape. Okay, we'll just keep going.
He's a
We'll get
stubborn. He's a stubborn manager.
I
He's a stubborn manager.
I think
too.
ideally he never wants to be in that situation. And this season,
Obviously,
we
no
haven't
one
been in
does.
that situation, which is I'd say that's more of a positive. I'd rather not have to reach that stage in the first place than have to be thinking about,
obviously.
what would he do in that situation? What would he do? Like I said, he sets up to control games, which he's said this publicly. This isn't me speculating. This is something he said. He wants to shut up shop. If we get the goal, he's going to do that. I'd rather go that way than have to resort to conceding and then taking off all our defensive players and throwing on all our attacking players and being left wide open. I'd rather the former. I get the hypothetical, but it's literally redundant right now. Currently, we're the lowest conceding team in the league. Why do I even need to be thinking about that? It's just like, well, you want me to think, as I was for, why do you want us to think like that? Like, there's no need. If it comes to that one day, then calm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to think like that.
I think, do you know what? I think Arsenal's doing well so far. And I think it's just evident because of everyone else around them being inconsistent. So Liverpool is inconsistent, City is inconsistent, anyone else near them is inconsistent, and Arsenal the only consistent team right now. The only problem is if you keep on playing this way, when the going gets tough and people are really fighting, do you think you'll be able to pull yourself out, even though you have to control the game, whatever? If another team scores, Arsenal have the firepower to actually go on and actually get that winner when the going gets tough.
I'm not naive. Like, Shrey, you actually said it. City, I do think, will be our closest challengers right now. And if we don't win the league, it will be them, in my opinion, because they have a player like Harland. Like, I think we've registered 10 different scorers this season, which on one side is great. On the other side is not good enough because ideally, I want 5 different scorers and one of them bag in 9 by now, like Harland, if that makes sense. That's the scenario I'd actually prefer than having 10 low scoring players across the team. Again, we've had that pretty much the last 3 seasons where our goals have been spread out like amongst the team, but it's just not enough. You need that player who's really going to get us over, like put them in the back of the net. We brought in Gyökeres for that reason. Like, right now, he's had a fair few games without scoring a goal. Here's what it is. We'll see what happens from there. I still think we're not playing to his strengths. Arteta said he's happy with the way he's playing. I get it. He's occupying the defenders. Saka yesterday, I think we saw it. They're not doubling up on Saka. And that's something I haven't seen for a long time. Saka was immense yesterday, and that's because he had space. Like, he ripped Sessegnon a couple times, and Kevin came on, he ripped him too. Should have had a penalty, in my opinion. I think we were robbed in that scenario. So I think that's where Arteta's saying he's happy with Gyökeres' performances, because he's occupying both defenders. He's a menace. But he's not scoring the way Harland would. So I think that would be a problem for us. I can definitely see it from that perspective. We don't score enough goals through that one talisman. And that's been a problem for seasons and seasons now. But like I said, I'm not concerned right now. We're playing good. I think we're playing decent football. We're not conceding. We're not looking like we're going to concede or lose games, really. So, yeah, take each game as it comes.
Well done, to be honest with us, well done, Arsenal. Now, they've got themselves in the right position, and hopefully we'll see how it comes. But, moving on to the next game of the weekend, Man City, Everton, 3:00 kickoff. When I was watching, because I had Harland fantasy, I was watching, it was 0-0 at half time. I was thinking, these are Everton going to pull something out. And then next thing you know, you come second half, Harland does what Harland does. He's just, guy's been in mental season, 9 goals in 8 games. Looks like he's got another golden boot on the way. City kind of dominated the game. Prince, the City looking at like as strong as they have previously, or is it just Harland's just putting him on his back and he's going to drag him through?
No, I feel like as weeks gone on, we can just see it's gradually coming together. Like, they're slowly picking it up, getting it together. When you've got a striker like Harland, as we spoke about previously, it's impossible for him to not score right now. Like you said, 0-0 half time. I was thinking the same thing. I think, Everton going to pull something out today, my dark horse. But no, Harland just pops up again and does what he does. He could have had a hat-trick. Did he get 2, I believe? He did, didn't
he? Yeah,
he had 2.
Yeah, could have had a hat-trick as well. But yeah, I feel like...
it's actually...
Go on.
No, I was just going to say, it's actually 11 goals in 8 games, not 9.
Yeah, it's 11.
We're talking Prem.
Yeah, Prem.
Yeah.
He scored 11.
No, I think...
He scored 11.
As I say.
I just feel like they're efficient, if I'm being honest. Like, you can be 0-0 at half time and the efficiency comes through and they're still managing to pull games out the bag. Yeah, like Trey said, I can actually still see City being the contenders with Arsenal. Obviously, Liverpool have got their problems right now, so it'd be hard for them to pick up the pace. But yeah, if Harland's scoring, you got no problem. And that's what City rely on. And they've managed to build their system in a way that Harland can still get the goals, whether that be tap-ins, whether that be in behind. Harland can still do his job, target man. So yeah, and that's why we're talking about him being like a player of the year shout out, as well as like someone like Rice as well. But yeah, no, Harland is top player, and yeah, he will be the guy that pulls them through towards the end of the season. Obviously, I think we've seen City have slip ups, but gradually, week by week, that efficiency is coming together, and it's getting better and better. So yeah, it'd be hard.
Coming to you, Josh, with City, as a United fan, looking across the pond, is it demoralising or is it motivating? Like, okay, we need to try and get there. Or is it, right? How's this team still find another way when it's meant to be their rebuilding year?
I think we are so rubbish that we're past the point of City being demoralizing to us. Does it make sense? Just like, it's nice for them. Or, it must be nice. It must be nice being in that kind of realm. Personally, I'm not sure about other United fans, but personally, I'm not demoralized because we have been that rubbish. I think I'm more interested in us building up to where we need to be. Because with City, it's hard to forget that they were title contenders before last season. And last season, they fell off. And then it's easy for them to rebuild back to being a title contender because they were close to it before that. Whereas we have been out of touch with reality for at least 10 years. So it's not necessarily demoralizing for me to watch that. And I think looking at City, they still look a bit disjointed. They don't look as fluid as they did over the last year and all that, but they're getting the job done. Harland's getting the job done. So yeah, I think it's sad to see. I think that's the word I would say. It's sad to see. You can't even be jealous of it. It's just sad to see like your neighbors doing so well and you need to build yourselves up first. But from a City standpoint, I think the inconsistency as well is what's going to be key to like a title race.
Mm-hmm.
But Harland, in form, if they can keep supplying him, they're unstoppable, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's reminded me a little bit of like when Chelsea was just like, they had Diego Costa, they was like, we're going to go feed him and just get him. Every time it's like, we're getting the ball to him, he'll bully the defender and he'll get something out of it, either he's going to pass it to get someone else another opportunity or he's just going to turn them and then go. But to you, Trey, how are you feeling in terms of Arsenal competing with Man City competing with Arsenal? Like, are they going to be with you guys the whole way, or you think maybe they'll drop off at a point?
Yeah, I think they'll be up there the whole way. And again, we're still not ruling out your Liverpool or even Chelsea at this point. But yeah, City would definitely be there. I just find it very fascinating. So when I say City, I say City. I find it fascinating how narratives change. At the beginning of the season, first couple games, people saying City aren't going to be there. A few games later, now everyone's saying, City's contender, they're getting it together. It's a crazy how quickly it can change. And I think that sort of does highlight still how early we are in the season where it's still sort of taking shape. There is obviously you can put your bets out. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, they'll be up there. But things are changing so quickly. Yeah, I think they'll definitely be up there. I'd be very interested to see how they come out against us in the next game. I think we're playing them away, aren't we? The games in between that, they're picking up confidence. You can see it. They're playing so much more fluidly. And then, like I said, Harland is just bagging. The guy's an absolute machine. And I don't even know what it feels like to have a guy up top where you can he's a bagsman. Put him in front of goal, he's going to score. Do you know what I'm saying? It's insane. So yeah, again, from an Arsenal perspective, I'm not concerned. I'm just thinking we just need to play how we play. Continue winning games, get 3 points. You can't really control what another team does, but yeah, I definitely think City will be up there. It's coming together for them. And obviously they made a lot of changes in the summer as well. I think a lot of their backline changed. When you look at that,
the backline didn't change. The backline,
I'm pretty sure it did.
Nah, the only person was their left back. They still got the same centre backs. Nunez is still there. Rico Lewis is still there right back. They just changed.
Rico Lewis hasn't really been starting though. Nico Riley's been
because he can't.
Starting.
If you put Rico Lewis against Semenyo, he's getting returned. So he can't play like he's a You know what he is? He's a tiny player, but I don't think he's got the.
I've always thought he's more of a midfielder.
He's a midfielder, but I think not in the Premier. Probably a midfielder in Spain or something. Like everything's too quick. But I'm still one of those. I don't personally believe City will be at the end because I think they're too heavily relying on Harland. When he has them, everyone's gonna do it. Like he scored 11 goals already. Like he's not gonna go score 60 goals in the Prem or something. So he's gonna have 1 or 2 games. Maybe it could be 1 game here, 1 game there. That he's not gonna be at it. Or maybe a defender's got him that day. What then? Like they've got nothing. They've literally got Harland and nothing. And that's like before they used to have Harland, then you have De Bruyne, then you'd have like Foden at his peak. You had what else did they have? Marvez, like there was like all these different players that yes, Harland was the guy, but they still had players that could do something. And at the moment, it's just Harland or nothing. So I'll be surprised if they don't. Not saying they're gonna come, but if they don't drop off by like March or something, where it's just like Arsenal go away with it. That's my honest opinion. But Trey, looking at Harland, can we already put the golden boot? Is over with already? Can we stamp it now that it's done with? Like, we might as well forget it. It's gone.
I mean, if he stays fit, to be honest, if he stays fit, 100%. But I feel like with City, we don't really know what City are on. They've obviously made these transfers. We don't know what Guardiola's cooking right now. Haaland's obviously scoring. Obviously, you're saying if Haaland, if he has that odd game, I haven't really sussed him out yet. So I don't know. It's just is a sticky one. But I think personally, if Haaland stays fit, they'll win the league. Haaland stays fit throughout the whole season, which is mad. He might not stay fit. I think if he stays fit, they'll win. I said it on the podcast, I think, a couple of weeks ago. City are, you can't rule them out. Can't rule them out. And a few people did rule them out. But yeah, personally for me, Haaland stays fit, they win the league. That's how I see it. The way he's playing right now, he's a shooter. Absolute shooter.
No,
Definitely
he's
agree
looking
to
really good, and we'll see how long he keeps this going. Moving on to the other game from today, Tottenham Aston Villa. I know Trey was really happy with this one. I know a couple of Chelsea fans were really happy with this one. But Spurs started off well. Like they scored a Bentancur, scored really quickly. They had a disallowed goal, which I thought goodness, I was thinking FPL, I'm gonna be enjoying. But then they kind of didn't do much. And then Morgan Rogers hit a screamer. And then
Screamer.
Bendia comes off the bench again and scores another goal to take. Yeah, that goal from the first volley from Cash, boom, touch from what's it called? Who touched it down?
Look at Digne.
Who's their left back?
Cash.
No, Cash hit the volley. Who's their left back?
Digne.
Didn't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous touch, put it back, and then Bendia finished it off. But what I want to know from you, Trey, is like a couple of weeks ago, everyone was like, Villa, they're not doing much. They ain't really making much changes. But right, wherever Unai Emery's doing, he's got them back in top 4 contention. Do you think they're looking like the Villa from last year again, or you think maybe it's just a little hot streak?
I don't really know. I actually don't know. They're looking a lot better. Again, is Spurs the team to judge them against right now? I don't know. Said at the beginning of the season, a few people said it. They ship goals. It's been their problem. Obviously, you would expect Thomas Frank to come in and sort of solve that issue, just because of the way he would usually set up with Brentford, a lot more pragmatically and whatnot. So, there's still that to be seen. But yeah, look, they're looking much better. That goal from Morgan Rogers is insane yesterday. Yeah, today, sorry. It is insane. Yeah, they're looking a lot better right now. Look like they're flowing a lot better as well. Honestly, it's just how will they go on from here, to be fair.
Coming to you, Josh, like Spurs when they started the season, I would say with their team from last year, looked really strong. But then since they've made those transfers and now are trying to embed the transfer like Xavi Simons, I see Colin Moane come off the bench. Like now they're trying to go through the season. Like they've had a little defensive dip and now they're struggling a bit. Do you think it's just a little dip in their form, or do you think maybe they just started on a hot streak, new manager bounce, and now they're back to reality?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest, because I think first of all it highlights the importance of pre-season for a player. Anyway, because I remember before that they made 2 attempts to sign 2 number 10s and they all failed, and then they ended up getting Simons later in the transfer window. But this is another started now. You have to put him in, start him on the left, put him in the center now, and all that. So obviously that's caused a bit of like disharmony. Whereas if they signed Gibbs White before pre-season, that's your established number 10. Then you already played to number 10. So they've had to change from a 4-3-3 to 1. And I think that change is where they're lacking a little bit now, because obviously they want to put Simons in the middle and all that. So I think it's taking a bit of time, and there's a bit of a new manager bounce as well. I think it's both. And I think something as well is if they don't play Richarlison, which is shocking to say, but Richarlison actually melts their attack together, if it makes sense. So when Richarlison is starting, you actually see Spurs playing well. If he doesn't, they actually struggle. So he's kind of like the Bobby Firmino of Liverpool back in the day, where he actually kind of like just knits the attack together, just makes it make sense. So I think he's still also like finding out his true starting 11 and all that. It's going to take time. So I think it's a bit of both.
Friends, as a fellow Londoner, are you enjoying seeing like Spurs just keep slipping down and down, or Do you think they're going to come back up anytime in the next coming weeks? Do you think they're just having their little just getting everything together kind of moment?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't write Spurs off for any issues that they've had over the last couple of weeks. They've conceded a couple of goals in games where you thought they shouldn't, but I still think Thomas Frank is building something quite good there. I agree with Josh. I feel that Richarlison should be starting games. I'm quite surprised that they're playing Tell up front to start games. I know you got to go against Leeds, but yeah, I feel like I would leave that line.
I think that was
with
more to
Richarlison.
do. I think that was more to do with the what's it called, like international break. Like he probably didn't get back to like Thursday.
Okay, yeah, fair.
And they probably got Champions League.
Yeah, but even the game before they started Tell, that was it against Leeds.
Yeah, but I think because
they did.
Really, I thought that was because of Champions League.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like he might like Tell, but yeah, I'd like to see Richarlison leading that line. But again, like you said, the way the game started off quite strong. They probably could have had two, obviously, the disallowed goal. And I know maybe the talk maybe now is that Villa look like they're on their way, but I'm still a bit worried about Villa, if I'm being honest. I still don't think Villa are that type of team. They dropped Watkins today, didn't they? They started Marlon up front. I feel like Marlon offered a little bit more that we've seen from Watkins recently, as well as that Tottenham lost out on Romero early in the warm-ups. Yeah, I wouldn't rule out Tottenham as still being strong. I'm still nervous to play them next week, if I'm being honest. I believe we've got them next week, Shrey.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Apologies. I'm still concerned about that when coming up, because I feel like as a team they are quite solidified in what they do. They look like a compact, good team in that sense. But yeah, Richarlison would be the key person I'd want them to be leading the line with, and I wouldn't say that Villa are back on the map. Still think Villa have got tendencies to show. But shout out to Buendia though. Buendia redemption is serious because this guy went off the map. Like there was times where they were saying this guy was going to end up at Arsenal or things like that. This guy fell off the map, and Buendia redemption.
It was those injuries. There was those injuries that killed him. Them injuries killed him.
Yeah, fair play to him, man. Redemption.
No, but I feel like he has this every twice a season.
I haven't seen it. But go on, Josh.
Sorry about that. My name will cut out. Sorry about that. I was just saying, I think with Villa as well, I was speaking to my friends as well, and I think Villa has a hangover from last season. You know, they were playing so well. They were going for Champions League, narrowly missed it and all that. And then I think it just took a toll on them. Like, you know, when you're going all season for that one thing and you miss it out, at the beginning of that season, there's nothing to bounce off of. You know what I mean? You just narrowly missed your target, whatever. There was a bit of post-season hangover. I think they barely had a break and all that. So I think it also played a part into coming to this season. Then you lost, what's his name? You lost him to, we went to Spurs, to Newcastle from the midfield.
Ramsey.
Yeah,
you lost Ramsey as well, who was actually quite key as well. So I think those two things kind of made that slow start. But I think Unai now kind of brought them back together. Now they're playing with a purpose again.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they go under Emery, how Tottenham bounce back. But moving on to the first game of the weekend, Chelsea, Forest, and we'll get into the little controversy at the end of midway through the game.
Let me make sure I can do trade for this one as well, because this is cool.
Hey, brother, hey, a little callback. He was saying something completely different. But Chelsea cruised a 3-0 win at the City ground. Forest they just look like they couldn't. From last season where it was you couldn't score against Forest, it's the floodgates are open now. So, Prince, do you think? Oh, sorry. Let me come to you, Trey, first. Do you think this was a good point, a good turning point for Chelsea, and a good follow up to the win before the international break, or you think Forest was just terrible? It was just a nice, easy win just to keep it moving.
Are you asking me? Because your signal, my signal was a bit mad there. Was you asking me?
Sorry.
What was the question? Sorry.
Yeah, your signal went
crazy. I was saying,
connection was moving a bit.
Sorry, my bad. I was saying, do you think with the victory over Forest, following up from your Liverpool victory as well, is this like Chelsea are going in the right direction, or it was just Forest they're terrible and we keep it moving?
I think, to be honest, it was totally honest. Forest were terrible. They had first half. They could have been 3-0 up. We obviously played a weaker side. I feel like obviously there was no Caicedo. Obviously with our injuries. He didn't start Esteval, which was crazy. I don't know why he didn't start Esteval after Liverpool. But that scoreline does not reflect the whole game. If you would have watched the game, you would have known. Obviously, I was at the game, and I think Gibbs-White, he had 3 chances. I would say 2 of them were easy chances. The other one was a bit hard. But yeah, Forest played well. Chelsea, we made subs second half, brought on Enzo. showed why he's the best DM in the Premier League. Completely changed the game. He was free on the ball. You know, when you got a player like that from defense, you can push. You know, he's comfortable on the ball, and yeah. Obviously, once we made the changes, second half, different team, beat them 3-0. You know, to be honest, second half it was an easy game. They did have a few chances still, but yeah, like I said, I think we got away with one. We got away with big time. But I feel sorry for Postecoglou too. Obviously, he's ex-Spurs, so you love it. And we were singing about him. We were singing about him all game. But to be honest, yeah, I feel sorry for him. But again, too, I think they've lost all their games this season, haven't they?
Since he
I don't
came
think
in, they
I don't
hadn't
think
won.
they've won.
No, I think they had a couple draws since he came in. They won. They won in their first three when they had Nuno.
Yeah,
They
since he
won one,
came in.
drew one. They won one, drew one, lost one with Nuno, and then when he came in, they hadn't won. I think they might have had like one
Lost
or two
one.
draws. So, but Prince,
But yeah,
Prince, do you think Chelsea, even though they made all the subs, do you think this shows the lack of depth in Chelsea that when the big boys ain't there, like your Caicedos, and who else then they start that game, or you're playing people like Garnacho, who had a stinky performance, does that show that the lack in depth of Chelsea is gonna, like, they need to make sure they keep their strongest players fit and on the pitch?
Yeah, obviously, you know, with like the extra European games, things are going to be tough to do that. But look, I feel like 3-0 was quite flattering for the way the game started. Anyway, I did see the start, and it was almost like we was trying to gift them goals at the start. I didn't know what was going on, but when you start a weaker sort of side, it's going to show. Look, happy to see my team win. Before this week or before the break, there was a lot of chit chat about what Forest are going to do, and I stood my ground and I said we'll deal with Forest, no problem. Second half, we dealt with Forest, no problem. So I'm very happy about that. It's always nice to see players getting goals. Josh got his first goal for the club. Very happy to see that. It's always nice seeing Pedro Neto score as well. I feel like he doesn't always get quite the opportunity to score goals, but Pedro Neto is a big influence on our side, a big influence, and that he's a player that if we lose, I'll be concerned about. I know we've got wingers in influx and stuff, but Pedro Neto brings something to our side that I haven't seen for a while. And then Reece coming up with the goods at the end as well. It's always nice seeing Reece, the best right back in the world, scoring goals as well. So yeah, listen, lucky and unfortunate for Post, but his time had come, and whatever style he was trying to implement at Tottenham and now he was trying to implement it at Forest, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, especially the period that he came in. So yeah, I think we could see as well, was it the owner, Marinakos, he left partway through the game to go and get that ready. So yeah.
He was
66th minute, 66.
He was
Go
so
to get that ready.
P60,
So, yeah.
P60.
Yeah, he's getting that ready. But yeah, like for us as well. Sorry, for us as well. To Maresca wasn't on the touchline, so that made me feel a bit uneasy at the start as well. I was thinking like, oh, how's this going to go? But to get a result with him up in the stands, even still getting another red card, can't believe we got another red card. Like,
what's going on there? What's going on there?
It was a second yellow.
Discipline
as well.
FC.
It was a second
Discipline
yellow.
FC or lack of discipline FC.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Listen, if we get a red in the next game, I'll be astounded. Like even now, it's astounding.
7 in a row.
You shouldn't be surprised though. You guys making a regular habit.
But
It's
a
a regular thing now.
It's a young side, so there's a lot to go. But you know what? I made a comment as well. Previous episode, at the end of the episode, we was doing hot takes. My hot take was that we're going to finish above Liverpool. I still feel like we're going to finish above Liverpool. And it's not a hot take. You can sit there with your Liverpool shirt on, feeling like everything's calm, it's part of the process. But I stand my grounds that we're going to finish above Liverpool this season. So I'm happy with the boys, happy with the performance, second half. And once we start to get our players back from injury, I feel like things will start to pick up again properly. So yeah, happy.
Chelsea will be a good side. Like I said, they're a tough side to beat on any game. But I'm coming straight to Trey, who last episode said,
he don't answer
I think this Wolves manager. He was like, this Wolves manager, he's the one. Everyone was saying Ange. The whole group was saying Ange. But Trey was like, nah, I feel like it's Vitor Pereira. Ange didn't even make it past. They didn't even let him get home. He was like whilst he was coming out the changing room.
40 days.
He was literally coming out the changing room.
He hadn't even left work yet. They made him do a full day of work and then said, come to the office.
That's some nasty work.
That's bad.
That's some nasty work.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. That's actually insane. That's insane.
I think I was driving at that time. I was driving and then they was like, oh, we need to come back to the City ground, and they said, yeah, I just come out the changing rooms with he had like a jacket over his head or something over his head, walking down, he's been fired. Like, bro, they didn't even let him just come to the side, leave, let everyone leave first. He just said, nah. But yeah, Trey, hey, this was inevitable. Like, I don't think his style was ever going to work.
Yeah, it was inevitable.
What do you feel? What do you think
Yeah.
their process was, even like time in the first place? And where do you think they go from here?
Nottingham Forest, I don't know where they go from here. I mean, they're going to have to
Sean
get a new
Dyche?
manager. Who that is,
Sean Dyche?
maybe. Grandpa?
Nah, he got a
don't know about
Swedish
that.
job. Swedish.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think,
Oh,
is that true?
he got a Swedish show, doesn't he?
Is that true?
Fixtures. Didn't someone put it in? He might do.
I saw a
Someone
chit
said it.
chat.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Reports are actually saying that Forest are talking to Mancini at the moment.
Mancini,
So,
yeah.
My goodness.
yeah, that's what the reports are
Interesting.
saying. Yeah, they're in talks with Mancini right now.
Hey,
I'm not sure they're
them
gonna get
brown
him,
envelopes.
yeah.
Them brown envelopes, man. Crazy.
It's insane. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't think anyone anticipated he'll be going that quick. People thought he'll be going next, but not within 40 days. That's insane.
That's
Do
mad.
you know what I mean? Like, barely over a calendar month. Like, that's insane. But it was inevitable. Their results are just terrible, and I just think Marinakis, he's a what's that word? Very like he would just do it. He would just do brutal.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the word. There's another word. He's just erratic. He's an erratic guy who just
Erratic, yeah.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? He just do it. So as surprising as it is, it's not surprising that he's gone so quick. Like it's not even that he's gone so quickly. It's how it's happened. Like literally said, come into work, do the job, and then fired him after a full day of work. It's like that's crazy. The question is, did that result sort of influence that decision, or was it already decided? Right, he's gone after this game. I don't know. We probably won't know that.
I reckon it was a result.
But yeah, it's just you think.
Yeah, I reckon they may have had conversation regarding, but he took too many L's. What Forest have been to where they are now is crazy with the players that they brought in as well this summer.
Yeah,
it's a big shock.
Last season, literally, people were saying they could be getting Europe.
Like,
and
I would usually fear that game. Over the last seasons, I would fear Forest, especially at Forest. That game relied on his job heavily.
Yeah,
I think there's a problem I have with this whole situation. You know, as United fans, we've been struggling saying, "Oh, the Glazers are rubbish. They don't care about the club." Now you've got someone on the same scale, but on the opposite side, where he's too invested in the club and just like he's running the club from his brain.
Yeah,
he's not letting his hierarchy actually do the job because there was no need for him to get involved with Nuno. Nuno was doing a fantastic job. He brought you from relegation fodder to European contenders, you know, and there was no need to ruin him. There was no need to interfere with what he's doing. No need to come on that pitch last season after that results. Like there was no need. You know what I mean? There's no if it's not broken, if it's working well, don't change it. Don't fix it. And the first thing he did, he brought Edu. Edu was clashing with Nuno, and then he's taking Edu's side, and he just I think Marinakis messed himself up. So if they end up getting relegated, he's got no one else to blame but himself.
Yeah, facts
for that situation because Nuno was fine. Nuno was the best manager he could have had.
That Nuno situation actually shows how erratic he is. It does from that situation. It looks like they had a little disagreement and he took it personally. It's like you're gone because, like I said, the results and the performance didn't sort of match up with the outcome. It didn't really make sense. And then you've gone and literally got arguably a worse manager to replace him, which I mean now look, it's put them in a bit of a hole. They're gonna have to try and work their way out of it. But one thing I do want to say on Nottingham Forest, and maybe I've just got a bit of a vendetta against him, but Edu's come in and after a summer, they're on the floor right now.
You guys loved Edu at one point. You guys loved him at one point. You loved him at one point.
That Edu guy's a villain. Nah, he made a couple. Nah, I wouldn't say. What?
No,
yeah, I mean it's them rose tinted goggles, isn't it?
They loved him.
Tinted goggles. Do you know what I mean? He's come in and I mean, what did they do in the summer? I mean, they lost their best players and they didn't really replace them. So, they managed to keep hold of Morgan Gibbs-White, which was a good thing, I guess. You know, everything else has gone downhill since then. So yeah, there's problems in that club right now. Definitely problems. Just have to see who they bring in next.
I think there were two big characters, to be honest. Nuno and the owner. Nuno wouldn't step down. That Nuno's that type of person. He's not gonna. You see from the press conferences, he's not gonna just allow stuff. And that owner, he's like a Abramovich. But what's that quote that you think you're something but you're not? You know what I mean? That's what he's like right now. He thinks he can, a B-Tech version of Abramovich.
Yeah.
So he feels like he can do stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think they'll get relegated.
Nah,
but definitely shouldn't have sacked Nuno. Definitely.
He might
after
take the
last
job
season,
himself.
what he did. Do you see that?
The way he's
Fabrizio
moving.
said that, bro. He was like, he's going to be interim manager. until the next gaffer comes in.
I'm not surprised. He seems like the type of guy
Wait,
that
who?
says, no,
Who
what?
will?
That is crazy.
myself.
Nah, you
think
might cannot
someone-
be serious. Are you telling me this guy's gonna take charge of the club himself before he gets a new manager?
There was
That's not a surprise.
Guy's a joke.
Hey, I saw something there, but I just thought it was fake news.
That'd
But if
be
he
great,
does that,
though.
I wouldn't be surprised. But let's move it on.
That'd
yeah, I
be
saw that
great.
too,
Fire.
bro.
All right, let's move on to the quick fire round to get through the rest
Is
of the
that Shaky
match,
signal or is
match
that
day
me?
week. We had Burnley win a
Nah,
convincing
shit.
2-0
Okay,
win
cool.
against
So
Leeds.
clear.
Trey,
Yeah, it's a signal. Yeah.
are
See, look,
are
Liverpool
Burnley
lose.
starting to figure
Everything's
this out?
falling apart. It's crazy.
Everything's falling apart.
Connection's
Well,
gone on
hey,
him,
am I
He's
struggling?
been good over the last
Nah,
couple
this
of
is-
weeks. You know, it's
Am
been
I
good.
struggling?
This is his excuse to. I mean, he needs to call it a day. Have
Are
some
we,
rest.
are we going to have to follow this on? Is he still there?
I'm still there. You
He's
guys not
moving
there?
like, do you remember when Tristan was doing it a couple
Yeah,
weeks
yeah.
ago? That's it. He's moving
I
like
don't
that.
think he's there, you know. Is he there?
No, he's there, but
Hey,
he's
I'm
just
still here.
connecting in it.
But he's
I mean,
been
yeah, it's
frozen, man.
reconnecting or something. So,
Should we keep it rolling?
All right, wait.
I'll
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Just keep it rolling. You can just
Alright,
drop this.
cool.
You
Well,
can
the
just
next
drop
thing
this.
I'm seeing on my list is Palace Bournemouth 3-3 on the weekend. A crazy game, as we know. I'm going to bring it straight to you,
I
Josh.
was thinking.
Talk to me about that game and what you thought.
Nah, like, first of all, I'll just have to say what a game that was.
Mm.
I thought Bournemouth had it because, early lead, like 2-goal lead or whatever, flurry of goals and all that. And to be fair, this was always going to be a game. Two teams doing well in the league, like kind of similar positions and all that. And first of all, Teta, what a player. He's a good striker, like flipping how. That Zaha stuff was unnecessary, I would even lie.
Yeah.
But what a player. What a
Yeah.
player he is and all that. So I just hope he continues to put his head down, do football instead of drama, because there's no need for you to actually start having other headlines on you when you're doing this well, you know what I mean? Just keep on banging goals. Yeah, good striker. Just keep on doing it. And to be fair, I think I saw this game as more of two of the best defenses in the league right now going head to head, because that's what they do. These teams are actually quite good in terms of defenses. But it was a 3-3. I didn't expect. I was thinking like a 1-1, maybe not a 3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Semenyo, by the way, fantastic player. What a baller he is. It was an even game. I actually enjoyed it. It was a game of football. I actually enjoyed
Yeah.
it. I think end-to-end action, goals, everything.
Nah, I agree with that. I think from a coach's standpoint, you're probably looking at that oh my days, what's going on? But in terms of
What's going
entertainment
on?
and pure Premier League football, that's what you want to see as a fan. So I thought that was quite great. But I want to shout out Munoz as well. Munoz, the right back. I feel like he's so influential to everything that Palace do
yeah.
without realizing. So yeah, we can highlight Mateta. A few weeks ago, I was kind of thinking and saying, if he was to move to a big six side, would he start? He's just going to put 3 in the back of the net. So maybe I have to change my opinion. But I have to highlight Munoz for someone who's come in quietly and he's so influential to everything they do going forward. Yeah. Shakes, you're back with us. How are you?
Am I back? Hey, listen, I
Okay.
don't know what was happening. I can hear you guys. Am I still not there?
No, you're there.
No, you're there, you're
Nah,
there, you're
you're
there.
there, bro,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
You're
We hear it,
0%.
man. You just
though.
needed a break, man. I know.
Yeah. Did you get a drink?
Apparently, your internet is as disjointed as a Liverpool attack, but that's what they were saying, not me.
Hey, listen. To be honest, my Wi-Fi EE, I've been trying to call them. These lot have been, I've been paying Wi-Fi that's not doing as it should. So I need to get onto that. But did we touch on Burnley, Leeds?
No, we
We're
went
doing
straight
our
to
Palace
Palace
and
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth at
Yeah,
the moment.
went straight to Palace Bournemouth.
Cool. Let me come to you, Trey. To Burnley Leeds. Do you think Burnley will figure this out for this season? Are they going to win the game, like the games they're meant to be winning? Or you just think the Leeds are just poor?
I mean, they're both promotion sides. So I don't think you can take too much from it. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think either of them have figured it out. To be fair, and yeah, it's just one of those games you take with a pinch of salt. Two newly promoted sides coming against each other. It could honestly go either way. They both haven't been great this season at all. They're both sitting down in the bottom of, basically relegation. So it's, literally take it with a pinch of salt. Not really looking into too much. And at the end of the day, us with the other teams in the league will be looking at them, though both of them thinking we're going to take points when we come against them. So yeah, not really too much to take from that, to be honest, in my opinion.
And well, looking at another relegation battle, Sunderland Wolves, like the manager said, Vitor Pereira might be looking at his hot seat. Sunderland win 2-0. Sunderland continue their start to the season. Josh, do you think they can keep this going the way they're playing at the moment?
I think they actually can. I think against the other teams at the bottom of the table, I think they actually can. They're actually playing. They're playing like they belong in the league. They're not afraid. They're playing their things. They've not really changed how they play from the championship, really. So they've kind of just tricked it a little bit and they're playing well. So I think they'll be fine. Maybe like 11th. I think that's how they can finish because they're playing that well. Wolves pains me actually because I think the manager's good and I think he set them up well. It doesn't work out for them for some stupid reason. I don't know why it is. At first, I thought at the beginning of the season, they had like one of the hardest run of fixtures and maybe that's why. But now they have easier fixtures of people around them, but they're losing again. So I actually have to look at Wolves as a relegation contender. But for Sunderland, I think they can. I think they can finish 11th. They won't break into the top 10 because there are too many teams like vying up for that. But definitely a high finish in the bottom half of the table for me, for Sunderland. And the decision to get Shaka, amazing. That was a piece of genius.
Yeah, that is.
Nah, that's good
To
from
be-
Sunderland,
yeah,
the way they've started. The way they've started off. And, hey, Xhaka, look how he looks when he's not at Arsenal. Let's just say that.
Another one with Sunderland though. They're reminding me of Forest a little bit. They've invested. Obviously, they've spent about 130 mil. Do you remember when Forest did that like a couple years ago? And everyone was thinking, "Oh, Forest are just splashing money and doing this and doing that." But I feel like all the players they have bought, except Xhaka, are young players.
Yeah,
And to be honest, with Sunderland, I did even say that at the beginning of the season, I thought, you know what, I think they'll have a good season. Maybe saying top 10 finish is a bit mad, but I think they've invested well. They've invested young. And the main thing is, investing young is much better. Obviously, they've got that experience with Xhaka too. So I feel like there's good stuff coming from Sunderland.
Yeah, I
And,
agree.
you know, they've got passionate fans, lovely stadium. So, yeah.
I feel like as well.
when you
I feel like Sunderland's main objective would have just been to stay in the Prem. So I feel like they're already exceeding them, and their home record is pretty decent. And if they can maintain that home record, they'll be enough to keep them in the Prem. Then they can build on from there. Same way Forest did, like you said, they brought in the guys. People was like, "What's going on?" They managed to maintain, and look what they've gone and done. Obviously, lately things are a bit crazy, but yeah, I feel like I like what you said. That I agree. I feel like Sunderland could be here for maybe a couple more seasons if they do the right stuff.
But the heritage too, though.
Yeah.
Their Premier League back in the day, they were always there.
Heritage, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
Like
the ones,
04, 05, 06,
sure.
07, 08. So they might be coming back.
Was it them that was the inflatable ball game against Liverpool? Sorry, Shakes.
Yeah,
beach ball Liverpool.
That.
Let me just kick you while you're down.
Man,
Let me just
they had
kick
some
you while you're
players as
down.
well, didn't they? Like then Zobia, they had Defoe, they had all those. Man, Barclays, when Barclays was Barclays, you know, like they were
Barclays, that's it, Barclays.
Yeah,
Barclays.
Plus the Sunderland Newcastle rivalry.
Yeah.
That's a big rivalry.
That's a big rivalry,
Big
bro.
rivalry.
100%.
Can't
I
wait
was
for
gonna
that.
say, I haven't just spoken about the Burnley Leeds game. Like, I mean, they were all three came up together, and you look at what Sunderland are doing compared to Brentford, Burnley, and Leeds. They've given themselves a really good head start. Like I said, their goal would be to stay up, like, all of them, but they've given themselves a really good head start. They're sitting like 7th or something like that. So yeah, I mean, you can't really complain about that at all. They've exceeded expectation for sure. It's really good to see. It's quite exciting to see because you don't really see the promoted sides perform to this level. You know, like the way they have. Yeah, nice. It's quite exciting to see.
Yeah,
I would like to see him stay up just because of the story. It'll be a good story.
definitely.
I think they deserve to be in the Premier League. What is that threshold? It's like 32 points or
Well, he's
for a
38.
relegation
30.
team.
Is it 38?
But
38.
Is it not 38 points?
38 is
Nah,
high,
30
isn't it?
can't be 38.
It's 30. I think it's 30.
To stay in the Prem?
30 years. Yeah, to
Yeah,
stay
it's
in the
30,
Prem.
bro. Once you hit that 30
I always
mark,
thought
you usually
historically it was
solid, bro.
38. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Nah, 38 is
38
high.
is a lot though. That's like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, my bad.
It's a point of the game.
So they're already like, I don't know, they must be, if they're 7th, they must be on about 10 points or around that. So yeah, it's a good start for them, to be honest.
14.
14.
That's what I'm saying. They've created a pretty big gap. Like there's a gap
Halfway
between
through.
like teams like Newcastle. Like Newcastle sitting in 13th on like 9 points. Like they've given themselves a really, really good head start, which is quite insane. So yeah,
That's decent.
Just to make a point of that, like last season, Leicester was number 18 and they got 25. So, and then the safest team above them was actually Spurs. So 30 is that magical
How many
number.
points
Once you
did
get
Spurs
30,
get?
it's more or less.
How many points did Spurs get?
Spurs had 38 last season.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why my thinking was there. Apologies. Yeah.
That's where you got the 38.
Yeah.
That's what you got to pay, bro. Closer.
Moving on to the last game from this weekend, and to Newcastle 1. Like, this is Brighton all over. They go 1 week, they draw to Fulham. Next week they're gonna beat Newcastle. Just you never know which Brighton you're gonna get, and any week you get a Danny Welbeck performance. Prince, do you think Brighton's bounce back? You think they're a top 6 threat, or this is just Brighton?
Just like we see week in, week out, Brighton are going to come against Man United next week. They can just upset the balance of everything. I know we said Newcastle probably started a bit slow, but I feel like Newcastle always quite a difficult team to play against, but managed to beat them. And shout out to Danny Welbeck, because we've highlighted for a long time that he can't score more than 10 goals in the season. How many is he on so far? I need to know how many he's on so far. Has anyone got that for me?
Danny
Check.
Welbeck.
Let me check.
Please, but I'll carry on.
I got it.
But yeah, no, like again, Brighton love to upset the balance, and they do pull out performances. And we can't deny that Brighton do have talent. They have talent. Like they're known for talent. We're the best transactional buyers from them. Like we love to do business with them. We've got a club card and everything. So yeah, like Brighton they do their job, and I can't wait to see them against Man United next week, because they could really upset them, or Man U can carry on the performances and do something big. So who knows? But yeah, shout out to Danny Welbeck. Has anyone got that stat?
4.
I'm trying to look for it now.
Oh, 4. Okay.
Four.
You know what?
4
That's
goals in
positive.
Premier
He
season,
should
yeah.
exceed 10
Yeah.
goals this season, no doubt.
On this trajectory, I mean, 2 of them came yesterday, so
Yeah.
you never really know. But
And then they came against us as well. So yeah.
Do you know what it is? I think with Danny Welbeck's goals, they're always in a clash situation with Brighton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They never like just some meaningless goal. Like when they need him to score, he scores. So fair play to him for that, you know. Yeah. And Brighton, like I said, they're a mixed bag now. So you never know what they're going to do. But I guess United, they're going to bring the heat. And I know for fact, it's like any team that goes against United is seen as their name and lights or something.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Welbeck's going to get a hat-trick. You know, Mitoma's going to get a hat-trick with 6 minutes.
You just won, bro. You won 2-1, yeah? Different. It's changed now. It's changed.
Nah, man. Like, I'm telling you this right now.
Different
That's gonna be the yo-yo thing.
different.
Like, I'm not even going to... Look, I'm so happy, but I'm not going to get excited for the future until I see that Brighton game. Because if we win Liverpool and Brighton, then I'll be like a bit more optimistic for the future. You know what I mean?
100%.
But if we just do like, we hit Liverpool high. For example, I remember last season around this time when Amorim came in, that's when we beat Liverpool. I mean, Man City 2-1, that Ahmad little flick, and then, you know what I mean? I was so excited, so gassed. Next game, bang. So I'm just going to see what this game does against Brighton. And then that's when I'm going to get excited.
Yeah, I get that.
That wraps up like the games that already happened this weekend. There's still one more game left from this weekend. West Ham, Brentford. If I come to you, Trey, how do you think this game's going to be going? For me, looking at it, looks like it's going to be a lot of set pieces, a lot of throw-ins. It just sees who gets the best out of that. How do you think to see the game going tomorrow night?
They both haven't started great. I mean, West Ham are sitting down there in relegation zone. Brentford sitting just above it. I don't know. West Ham might come with they might try and get that new manager bounce now. You never know. But yeah, I honestly, I couldn't even say.
I'd like to think that West Ham can do something here. Yeah, sorry. I was about to say I'd like to think West Ham could do something. I think Nuno's yet to get a win yet, I believe. So I feel like this would be a good start for them. Obviously, we know what Brentford can do. They can come and cause problems, and they're probably in a bit of better form than West Ham. But I'd like to see West Ham be in the only game on Monday night, get that win under Nuno, and sort of start to go in the right direction. So yeah, I expect big things from Bowen in this game.
We'll see how it goes for that game tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll be a good game. Possibly, yeah, we'll see whether it is or not. But if we look at some fixtures next week looks kind of relatively calm in the whole landscape of everything. Huge games going around, but there are some pretty interesting fixtures, such as Arsenal, Crystal Palace. Josh, looking at how both teams normally set up before I come to trade, how do you think that game's going to go? Because from what I'm seeing, we might be in for it's going one way.
To be fair, just before I actually give my preview, just a quick shout out to Olivier Glasner. He lost Eze, and he's still having these guys create goals. So fair play to him. He's a good manager. But I think it's going to be like 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm backing my team. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. Back my team. I say like a 2-0 Arsenal. But it's one of those ones that if I'm concerned for a game, it will be a game against like Palace, especially after what they've just done yesterday. They're gonna have some sort of fire. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna come with a fire. They're gonna want to beat us. Yeah, that's a game I'm not looking forward to. And as Josh just pointed out, Glasner's coming. He's done a really good job. Obviously, Eze is going to be playing against his former team as well now. Yeah, in fact, there's a couple former players from each side. Nketiah there as well. If there's any game right now that I'd be pretty concerned about as an Arsenal fan, it would probably be against Palace because they did start the season well. They look good. They look pretty well drilled, and they're scoring goals, which is, you know, always a concern. But I back my team. We've started well as well. We've obviously been rock solid defensively. You just have to see. What I am interested to see though is how Mateta goes up against Saliba and Gabriel. That's going to be a battle
100.
because you don't really see. There's not many strikers like Mateta in the league. I'd say the closest like bully like that is probably Harland, like a big physical presence. He's not as quick as Harland, obviously. Nowhere near as high quality. Like he's not as high quality as Harland. We can't get that straight, but he is a bit of a bully. You know, it's interesting to see how that battle goes. But yeah, Arsenal.
Who's
Nah,
home
that
or
game
away?
should-
Like who's home and away?
I think
Arsenal's home.
We're at home.
Arsenal-
We're at home.
Arsenal-
Oh, you're at home.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's-
calm for you. That's calm.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Be an interesting, be an interesting game to see how it comes out. Moving on to another game, Aston Villa, Man City. Shrey, how do you think both teams coming off back-to-back wins? Both teams in good form. How do you see the game going next week?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think Villa have won like their last 4 games. I think there's something like
Three.
that. They've won
Three.
or last 3 games, so they're on a good run. You're on a good run, but I feel like City are back on track. To be honest, like I said before, like with Harland, keep him fit. You know, I think City will have the win. That's it.
No, it will be interesting how it comes out. I'm gonna come to the last game. I think we've touched on a little bit. Josh, come to you to finish us for the week. For next week, Brighton, Manchester United. How do you see that game going? Do you think Man United can keep this momentum going, or do Brighton come and upset the game?
To be honest with you, there's one problem I have with United at the moment. It was a goalkeeper, but we got Lamens, we're good. Bruno in that deep playing midfield. Bruno's my favorite player in the league at the moment. I won't even lie to you, but him playing that deep role gives me shivers. And if he plays that and if he's not as highly concentrated as he was today, he's going to get ran through. So as a fan, I want us to win. I won't even lie to you. As a fan, I want us to win. Like I want us to go 3-1, easy. Realistically, I think it's going to be a draw or even a Brighton win. So, yeah.
Sensible Man U fan.
Nah, because the thing is, like, it's been happening the whole season. If you've watched almost every other game, like Fulham, for example, Bruno lost his man and then they scored and all that because Bruno is not a deep lying midfielder. It does not work. And against a team like Brighton, who have nothing to lose, they'll just go to that midfield time after time after time after time after time because it's not Liverpool and we're not keeping our mind, as sharp as against Liverpool. Because Liverpool you don't need to be motivated for Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
The occasion, isn't it?
Exactly, but it's this game where it's Brighton. There's not too much at stake compared to Liverpool. You know what I mean? So you're not going to apply yourself.
Having said that though, I hopefully it will ignite some sort of hopefully for you it will ignite some sort of fire, man. You could go 3 games unbeaten, but yeah, 3 games unbeaten, which is
back to back,
or 3 wins. In fact, 3 wins on the bounce, which is big. And considering how you guys have started, how you guys last season and everything, just so much turmoil around your club. You guys need that. So hopefully, again for you today will be that sort of driving force to
Just
to
a
push on
question:
and not just treat it as another game. And
is that the first time Amarin's won back-to-back games?
Yeah, first time.
Wow.
Yeah, first time.
Wow.
That's mad.
you see that fan,
then 3 in a
that's
row.
growing his hair out until you win 5 back-to-back games. Listen, might be coming.
So
You might get in a fresh
this
tune
is
like
what I'm
Shakes.
saying.
Sheg's only got that because they lost 4 in the
This is what I'm saying. So I think if we're able to control, if we're able to actually hold in that midfield, easy. But then
Another one.
if we don't switch off, yeah, we're done.
Another one quickly. Belieber. I want to see how he plays. Is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah,
Belieber,
Belieber, yeah.
Belieber, yeah.
Belieber,
I
yeah.
want to see how he plays because I feel like United missed out on him big time. If United would have signed him, I feel like they would have been a different team this season. And obviously, he's had a bad first few games. I don't know recently now, but I know his first few games, people are complaining, saying his head is elsewhere, blah, blah, blah. I want to see how he plays because he's a baller. And just to touch on that topic, I feel like if United did sign him, they would be a different team because you wouldn't be complaining about Bruno playing in DM. You know what I mean?
The problem I have with that is Baliba is a fantastic player, but here's the thing. Amorim loves Bruno so much that if we had bought Baliba, would he then play Baliba and Bruno? Do you know what I mean?
No,
Because
but yeah,
he's
Bruno
got
can play
Cunha,
more forward, isn't it?
But who's he going to bench? Because obviously he loves Cunha too much. He loves Mbeumo too much. He loves Mount. He loves Sesko. So who's Bruno going to bench up front?
Does he love Sesko?
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think
it's
Sesko,
really
you paid
started
that
today.
money, you got to love
But
him.
that's the
You
thing,
gotta
though.
love
He's
Sesko,
interchanging them. He loves Mount. He loves
He did.
He loves Cunha.
I
he
was
loves
very
Mbeumo.
surprised he didn't start Sesko today. I thought this is a game like why wouldn't you start him? I don't think it was a bad choice. And I don't think it was bad that he didn't in the end. I think Mount played well. Like, Mount was actually really energetic and he played well, played with intensity. But you've just signed a 70, 80 million pound striker. You come against Liverpool at Anfield. Why are you not starting him? That doesn't
you
make
don't
any
love him,
sense.
bro. You
But-
don't love him. You don't love him. You don't love him.
Yeah, you don't love him, but
that don't make no
but
sense,
that's
bro.
the thing, though. So if that's the thing, if you signed Baleba, right, and you have Baleba, you have Bruno. If Bruno doesn't go, there's nowhere else to put him besides there. You know what I mean? There's
But
nowhere else, which
Baliba's
is
a
my problem.
CDM. Do you understand? Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
sold
he's playing
CDM.
Bruno in next to him. He's playing Bruno next to Ugarte and Bruno next to Casemiro, where Bruno should not be. Bruno should be nowhere near
Yeah,
those
playing like,
positions.
playing like a
100%.
flat,
That's the thing.
flat four in the midfield,
And this is my
which doesn't
problem
make
with
sense.
this whole thing. If he didn't play Bruno in that thing, if he played Bruno up front and he sacrificed one of the other players, I'll be confident. I'll be like, yeah, we've got midfielders who can track whatever, we'll win easy. But right now the problem is Bruno can press, right? Because he's used to pressing as a 10. But if you press as a 6, you're leaving space in behind, and that's why United is always prone to attacks. And that's what's happening all the time.
I said that earlier in the chat. I was like, the way Liverpool at some points were cutting through your midfield, it's like butter. It's literally like hot butter. It's just you just
Exactly.
cut through. It's so easy to cut through your midfield, and I get it. Honestly, you sound like how some of us were talking about Arteta, how he's a bit stubborn with his the way he picks his team sometimes, because. I just don't understand how Casemiro is still that main guy. Like, his legs are gone, and I think that's.
Yeah, but it's him or Ugarte. You pick your choice.
I mean, if you set up correctly, you'd probably go for the guy with legs.
More legs.
More legs.
Because if you're going to play Bruno, right, and Bruno's going to leave this spaces behind, what you want is someone who can cover that space.
Yeah.
And the reason we're shipping goals is because Casemiro cannot recover that pace.
He can't recover. Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Done.
So if I'd rather have Ugarte who can, at least if Bruno presses and leaves a hole, at least Ugarte can run in between. You know what I mean? So
Yes, it is.
We'll see how it goes for Man United next week. We had a good time. Well, I ain't had a good time this week. A couple of you guys had a good time this week.
Can I just say I had a great weekend. I had a great weekend.
I was almost
amazing.
having a great weekend until the football came, to be honest. My weekend was going well. Yeah, but it is what it is. Hey, you got to take it, the good with the bad as well. That's a wrap for another episode. I'd like to say thank you to Trey for joining us this week. Ray for joining us this week as well. Prince, as always, for joining us. And also, thank you for Josh for joining us for the first time this week. Hopefully, we'll be on more in the coming weeks. But look, hey, I'm out here burning. But you got to take it as it comes. Man, you got a great victory for the first time in 9 years at Anfield. Arsenal kept it rolling, kept it moving. So did City. Aston Villa kept their run going as well. You had a good game between Brighton and what's it called? Why are you cupping your ears? Like,
You're leaving us,
that
I'm
game
just
was
like, what is going on?
You already
That game
left
was-
us last
like,
already,
what is
bro.
going
You
on?
left
that
us
game
last
was
2
so
in a
far
row.
away.
Unbelievable.
Okay, I'll get it. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace was a great watch. And then, hey, Chelsea won 3-0 in the first game of the weekend. That was like a moon time. Next week, we'll be back again with another episode. After the final game on Sunday night, we'll be back recording. As always, when Matchday 9's done, it's not over to the last call.